There's a certain kind of afternoon where everything slows down. The light comes through a window at a strange angle. Something familiar is playing in the background, and for a moment, just a moment, you feel completely okay. Not happy in a loud way, just okay, settled, like nothing is missing. And then, almost immediately, your mind reminds you of everything that is. That feeling, that brief pocket of contentment followed by a quiet collapse back into worry, is something most people experience, but almost nobody talks about honestly. Because it raises an uncomfortable question. If you were fine 2 minutes ago, what changed? What is it, exactly, that you believe you're waiting for before life can actually begin? Most people who feel chronically dissatisfied with where they are financially get a very specific kind of label. They're called unmotivated, or ungrateful, or unrealistic. Society tends to sort people into two boxes, those who are working hard towards something and those who are just making excuses. And if you've ever felt like you can't fully enjoy your life right now in its current financial state, the assumption from the outside is usually that you've simply given up, that you're bitter, that you need better discipline or a better plan. But that framing is almost entirely wrong, and it misses what's actually happening inside the mind. What we're really talking about is something psychologists call arrival fallacy, and it has almost nothing to do with money and almost everything to do with how the human brain processes reward. The idea that enjoyment is waiting on the other side of a financial threshold isn't laziness or weakness. It's a deeply wired cognitive pattern, and understanding it changes everything. Here's the neuroscience. The brain has two distinct systems involved in pleasure. The first is the dopamine anticipation system, sometimes called the wanting system. It fires when you're moving toward a goal, imagining a future state, or believing something better is coming. The second is the actual liking system, which processes present enjoyment. And here's the part that surprises most people. These two systems are almost entirely separate. Research from neuroscientist Kent Berridge at the University of Michigan showed that you can want something intensely and receive almost no pleasure from getting it, and vice versa. The wanting system is loud, the liking system is quiet, which means the brain is physiologically better at desiring than it is at enjoying. This isn't a personal failure, it's structural. When money becomes the object the wanting system locks onto, the brain essentially places all present enjoyment on hold, not because the person is broken, but because the brain has found a very logical organizing principle: security first, pleasure second. And the nervous system, once it has adopted this hierarchy, doesn't easily let go of it, even when circumstances change. A lot of this gets set early. Children who grew up in environments where resources were unpredictable, where money was a source of tension, silence, or conflict, often develop what developmental psychologists call a scarcity orientation. The nervous system learns that things can disappear, that stability is fragile, that enjoyment should probably wait until things feel more certain. This isn't a conscious decision, it's an adaptation. The child isn't choosing anxiety over joy. They're learning that vigilance is safer, and nervous systems that learn something early tend to keep teaching it long after the original lesson is needed. This is worth saying clearly. Neither orientation is superior. People who grew up with financial security can develop their own blind spots: entitlement, disconnection from discomfort, difficulty tolerating uncertainty. People shaped by scarcity often develop tremendous resourcefulness, empathy, and a deep awareness of what actually matters. No wiring is without cost. No wiring is without value. But here's the paradox that tends to stay hidden. The very act of postponing enjoyment until a financial condition is met often makes that condition harder to reach. Chronic low-grade dissatisfaction is cognitively expensive. It narrows attention, reduces creativity, and, according to research by Sendhil Mullainathan and Eldar Shafir, who studied the psychology of scarcity, it literally reduces measurable cognitive bandwidth.
The mind consumed by lack has fewer mental resources available to solve problems, build connections, or recognize opportunity. Enjoyment isn't the reward at the end of the road. In a very real neurological sense, it's part of the fuel. So the quiet cost of waiting to live isn't just emotional, it's functional. And the quiet strength of learning to access genuine enjoyment in the present, not performed gratitude, not forced positivity, but actual present engagement, is that it restores capacity. It clears the channel. None of this means your financial situation doesn't matter. It does. Stress about money is real, and it deserves to be taken seriously, not spiritualized away. But there is a meaningful difference between working toward financial stability and outsourcing all present enjoyment to a future version of your life that may or may not arrive exactly as imagined. One is a strategy, the other is a postponement that compounds quietly over years. You are not broken for finding this difficult. The brain was not designed to be equally good at wanting and enjoying. The nervous system was not designed to release vigilance easily once it has learned that vigilance is safe. These are not character flaws. They are the logical outputs of a very intelligent biological system doing exactly what it was shaped to do. Here's one mental shift that actually creates change. Instead of asking, "What would I enjoy if things were different?" try asking, "What is available to me right now that I am not fully receiving?" Not as a gratitude exercise, not as a reframe to suppress real problems, but as a genuine neurological inquiry, because the liking system, unlike the wanting system, responds to attention. It responds to presence. It is not loud. It does not announce itself. It has to be deliberately accessed, especially in a brain that has been trained to prioritize anticipation over arrival. Start small. One moment per day where you choose, consciously, to fully receive something that is already present. Not to feel better about your situation, just to practice using a system that has likely been underdeveloped through no fault of your own. The wanting system will keep running. That's fine. It's useful. But the liking system deserves a voice too. If something in this landed for you, there's a connected pattern worth understanding. One that explains why even when good things do arrive, the brain often moves the target. That one tends to go even deeper.